I'm Cecilia Crossley. I'm the founder of From Babies with Love. We are the baby brand that donates 100% of its profits to orphaned and abandoned children around the world. I'm here today for this unit to share my learning and experience of building a social enterprise that sells to corporates. And to introduce what we do, I'd like to share just a snippet of this video that explains the service we provide.
Back in 2015, I was wrestling with a particular issue, which was how to make sure that our women that were going on maternity or parental leave stayed engaged with the firm. And it was something that we had been looking at as part of our gender balance focus. And round about that time, one of our corporate social responsibility team picked up the phone to me and said, you have to meet this incredible person, Cecilia, who set up this business called From Babies with Love. That meeting was the start of something that I would say is probably the single most engaging thing that we do for our people. So we agreed that for all our new parents, male or female, in the firm, we would send them a gift, a simple gift with a personal message from me to say to the baby, welcome to the world. Since that time, we've given around 1,800 gifts to our people. We have around 800 of our people every year that start a family or add to their family. And the impact has been overwhelming. We're so proud, our people are so proud, and it's just been the most positive thing we've done in a long time.
So at the moment, in lots of companies, HR leaders are thinking about how to engage and retain working parents. Losing that talent pool is a huge financial cost to business. It's also a significant contributor to gender inequality at senior levels, which I'm sure you read in the papers is a headline issue for HR leaders and boards and executive teams. And so there are significant programs taking place on how to go about enabling working parents to carry on a thriving career, such as flexible working, coaching support, and quite often, a company will celebrate the arrival of an addition to someone's family by sending a bunch of flowers, which is lovely and well intended from the employee's perspective. A bunch of flowers is another thing to keep alive, and when you've got a new baby, you can't focus on the flowers. Our proposition is send a beautiful set of baby clothes that come with the story of helping another child at the same time. That is completely pertinent, it's timely, it's so relevant to the emotions that employee will be experiencing with their newborn in their arms. And so they feel appreciated in a way that really any non-social enterprise product can't create. The HR leaders describe it as employee engagement. Of course, feeling appreciated by your employee and enjoying that gift is not the solution to whether or not you can return to work, but it is a heartfelt and poignant expression, a tangible expression of how your company cares about you. And for our HR leaders, it's enabling them to connect their people strategy with the firm's corporate responsibility strategy in a new way. Through the last 3 years of building a corporate business, we've really honed how we go about winning new clients. And those 3 things are solving a problem, finding the right person, and finding new routes to market. So to begin with, solving a problem. As a social entrepreneur, I could talk for hours about our social impact. I feel passionate about it. I'm sure every social entrepreneur out there does. Including you, perhaps, if you're one too. And the thing is, in pitching to somebody in a business, your social impact isn't necessarily the thing that's top of their priority list. Rather, it's a problem, a challenge that they're experiencing, and they're wondering how you can help them solve it. And I've learned to always begin a pitch in articulating and demonstrating my understanding of that problem, then going on to explaining how I can help them solve it. And people welcome that really, don't they? Because if you can make their lives easier and help them complete a task, solve a challenge, they're very pleased to meet you. And so as tempting as it is to spend most of the time talking about the children that we support, I actually spend the minority of time that I have doing that. So my learning and my tip would be ensure that you understand the problem the person you're meeting is facing and how you can help them solve it in the most cost-effective, the highest quality way. And I think that'll put you in great standing. The second area of learning is around finding the right person. And I've spent hours and hours trying to do this, and I think it's the hardest part of my work, and it takes a lot of time, a lot of networking. But what I've realised is investing that time pays off in the end. And I would even go as far as to say that for some clients that we have, it's taken me a year to meet the right person, because they're normally very senior people who are extremely busy and have all sorts of people like me trying to meet them. But once I'm able to get that meeting, 20 or 30 minutes, explaining how I help solve their problem, and I find that we're away. And so I highly recommend taking that time. There will probably be quite a few meetings with other people that can help you build a relationship with a company, help you get a meeting with the next person and then the next person until you find that person you've identified. And how is it to determine who the right person is? It's going back to what is the problem? And who is it in a company that has that problem on their to-do list, that has a personal and commercial objective to get that sorted? That's the person to seek out and to network your way to, because they're most likely to be the person to say yes. And the third area I'd like to share some experience of is routes to market. So when we began, we used our own network, the network we have on our board of directors and my own personal network, to test our proposition, to trial the proposition, and then to build trust with our first organisation, which is a huge global firm, such that I could get that meeting with the senior person. And I waited until we'd won that client before going out to try and meet lots of other people, because I thought once we have that one client with a fabulous name that provides us proof of concept, lends credibility, when I am asked, who are your clients? Instead of saying, well, actually no one yet, I was able to give a very good example. And that has made every subsequent pitch that I've done easier. So I allowed the time. I wish it could all have moved faster than it did, but I feel that it was worth waiting for. As well as using our network, quite recently, we've been developing our presence on LinkedIn. And I've been developing my presence on LinkedIn. And sometimes that feels quite nerve-wracking, because the greatest engagement comes when you actually talk very personally and really put yourself out there and share your experiences. So if that's out of your comfort zone for you as well, my learning is feel the fear and do it anyway, because LinkedIn is proving a really useful tool for us. More recently also, we've begun to build relationships and network with the trade press in our sector, which for our area of the business is HR. So we work with journalists who write features about us and blog about us. We are also starting to work with conferences and summits to which our target audience attends, taking exhibits, giving presentations, working in ways that enable HR leaders to find us rather than always being us targeting them. And finally, a really lovely thing is starting to happen for us, which is that as our clients experience the impacts that we have for their goals, as well as our social impact for the children, they are starting to provide testimonials and speak on our behalf and be our ambassadors and refer us to their peers in other organisations. And now that we have that trading history, we're starting to find that that word of mouth is a wonderful route to market as well. That has taken nearly 3 years to get us to that point. And we're at an exciting stage where we are starting to get more traction in our market. And because we are a social enterprise, we have a clear competitive advantage over anybody else that provides anything similar to us. So the work that it's taken, I feel, is putting us in a really great position, and onwards and upwards. So I hope these learnings have been useful for you, and good luck with your work.